Okay, good afternoon, class. Welcome to our ITDB 401. And today it's Monday, June 28th, and we're gonna be working in more on customization. Pretty much we are completed already all the topics of Oracle Apex. And the most important part of Oracle Apex this time now is a kind of managing all your application and all your pages within your Oracle Apex platform. So allow me to share my desktop and let me show you that I'm actually currently on login on my personal workspace. And as you see, you can see that so many teachers are currently logging in because this is the system that I have provided to them. Regarding the display of the username on your application is by default actually it's appearing only a code on the upper right corner of your application, and you can also make some tweaks on that. Suppose if someone log in to your application and you want to acknowledge uh, that person who currently log in by mentioning his or her name on the homepage anyhow or somewhere in the breadcrumb actually. For this demonstration, suppose I'll go into log in my credential for this application, and I'll show you what I meant to say. If I log in here, you can see that I have here login mentioned there. It's a typical display page item only, or a label though, I believe so, yes. And but this one is a typical page item level on a display, which we will going to make a query out of this and pull out this information from our table. You can see still by default, I don't even touch this. Um, I currently log in there on the upper right corner of my app, though we have also some functionality for that. So, right. But then, if you want to add some more information or some display item like currently log in or welcome to this application, that we could apply this kind of facility. So to show you, let me just edit this page. And of course, I will be head on to my page designer, right? And you can see that I have somewhere in the breadcrumb actually, I have added what is this item, by the way. I'll show you first what is this item. Oh, wait. A typical page item, which is, I'll show you at the bottom here. Oops. I think I need to decrease my screen size. Right. Right. Items that basically it's a typical display only. See, it's there. And an items that it's a display only. And this display only is, of course, there are some property that you can write a login. So it's carry on already from that item. So that's why that login is a typical label, or what do you call this one? Yeah, it's a label. But the most important is how can we pull out who are currently logged in to your application. So since this is definitely this is also a custom authentication which I taught you, creating a simple PLSQL on your username and password credential, and then it will compare to your database. My code is literally 40 30 37, 40 60 37, right? So whoever log in here using our PL expression B app user, and we will make a simple query from that particular table that will compare to this login, and I will pull out whatever his name will be, right? So to show you that one, of course, I have to select the item. Okay, of course, you know how to add this item, right? Just head on to the items here in the page layout bottom and select this one and click drag somewhere here, or drag inside the layout center working area over here. So once that you have put them in place, Actually, you can put anywhere as you like. Once that you have put them in place, select that page item, and you will find, of course, it should be displayed. You'll find a a source type, which is a SQL return single value. A SQL query return single value. Okay, don't be confused. This is not a server-side condition, huh? This is not a server-side condition. But anyhow, a majority of the items are having a server-side condition. Even if it's a region, a text box, a picture, anything, or even a breadcrumb or a navigation. Everything has this. Pretty much, it's the default server-side, but it's not there. I want you to come directly from the source. From the source, basically, by default, normally it's a static one. It comes as static one. Why I selected the single return or return single value? Definitely because it's not a group. We're only displaying a single item or single query, just like a select statement with filtering of a single return value and only. And once that you have that one, there are some concatenation that I have applied, assuming that the table name was SARS lecturer. Okay, assuming that the table name is SARS lecturer, or maybe in your case, a customer table, right? And of course, you will make a query of the column name which is mentioned there, which is the name of that customer or the name of the whoever logging in, whatever the name column column name header from your table. And I just made a concatenation because I want to display my position or whoever log in, by the way. If the HOD log in, his or her name will appear here as HOD as a position because it's a part of my database. Or even the dean logs into this portal, it will come there dash dean because it was there in the database. So, because this is quite normal. A select statement using a concatenation will only display this column name and position at the same time. Now, the most important here is this where clause. Is this where clause? All right. So where the bapp user, bapp underscore user must be equal to whatever that code will be in your table. Whatever that code will be in your table. If it's an ID or customer or cost ID or customer underscore ID, because it will going to pull out this number, whoever currently log in. And that's it. Every single users definitely will appear their respective names and respective position. All right, and then save that one, and at least you have added some features. Maybe you can just write here, "Welcome to the system" or something like that, right? Because this is just this is only just a label. All right. So if you want, we can perform this one so that you can see. Let me just copy paste this one. And let's head on to our workspace, or my personal other workspace, which is Hans Apex, and we'll use the order system. We'll use the order system. Hans Apex. Oops. Right. And most of my it's on the cookies actually. All right. So let me just open up our current application that I believe you have done this one during your midterm exam. So since this is already running on a customized authentication, I think my login I think it's 100. Let me see. Let me just log in first. I will log in 100. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, yes. So this time, let's add on here. So since 100 is my user ID, I believe so, right? And based on our table, so we could just review first because I'm not memorizing your table. 42S, and that is under customer 1, I believe. Let me check first if my credential was there. Yes, oh, Hansel. So I will going to pull out cost underscore name, and I think that's it. No need, because I have added the concatenation there, or probably dash role, so that we could apply a concatenation there. All right, so let's add on. Okay, so I'll have to remember this one. Okay, anyhow, it's but the problem is this table, actually. Okay, otherwise I'll just copy this one first and open another window there. Okay, because if I click edit over here, it will head on to this. Okay, so now I'll be editing the page, and we will going to add one page item. Okay, let me decrease the size of this, and I will put somewhere in the breadcrumb over here, right? And I will select that item display only, and somewhere here in the breadcrumb, or maybe here, items there. All right, let's see how it looks first. Okay, it's there. Yeah, it's on the top now. Okay, now I will going to customize this one and say what I have done there. So I will just log in, or welcome. Welcome. All right, something like that. And then I have to go to the source. All right, I have to go to the source of this page item. And where exactly is that source will be? Oh, we're here, right? So it was mentioned here, type is null. We will make a return single value. Okay, there will be an error there. So let me just hang on to this. Now that I need to grab this table of yours, which is 42. All right, and that is customer 1. Okay, because this is number, so we need to write a double quotation here. All right, so which means now select what is the name of your cost underscore name. All right, cost underscore name, and let's have a concatenation here that will show the role as well, so that we could have this dash, so that you could add on this one if you want, from the table where, okay, where your BApp user, of course, BApp user, this built-in function of PLSQL. Anyhow, it's not case sensitive. BApp user must be equal to, what is this? Cost underscore ID. And cost underscore ID. So cost underscore ID. All right, so let me just click OK, and we'll see how it looks though, and run this one. Yeah, there you go. It coming down though. Maybe you can customize this one as you like, or either it would be on the straight line. Yeah, template is floating, hidden, required, above for the appearances. Yeah, optional, or probably though, let me try this optional. It might be marked as red. Yeah, there you go. See? So I just only added that admin because that's the role. If you don't want, it's okay. So no need to show it over there, because anyhow, this is basically nowadays most of the email login are working on this, and most likely in the home page they will just mention your name, because we just pulled out that information. So that's quite easy now. We just added a new page item, which is a display only, and we put it somewhere in the breadcrumb there, and we have labeled it, of course. We have labeled it. And then from the source region, actually, we select the type SQL of return of single value. And of course, we just wrote this query out of your table, right? So there you go. So since this time we are now completing our lesson, we have some certain issues sometimes might occur, especially if somewhere in your development some links may be not working, or say for example, let me go to customer. Suppose this one, how can we modify this one, actually, this hyperlink, right? And what if you have created a separate form and it's not linked during the time that you have created this report, right? During the time you haven't created this report, right? So let's make a demonstration. Say, for example, I will make a separate report, or probably this one also as well, and I will just make a separate form. I will make a separate form, totally separate form, but it will be linked on the same table. And what I will do is, okay, instead of this example, because we could hide as well this one, I can change maybe some of the items here to become a hyperlink for now, right? Say maybe this name of Abdullah or the name of the customer itself is can be clicked. It's a clickable, or probably totally I will change the headers here, or put some image over here, just to reuse those columns, because I need to link that one to another table, to another what do you call that one, to another form. Okay, so let's perform that one for the customer. I will perform a customer, create a page for a customer. Just make it quick though. But this would be without a form, without a report, but it's only purely form, right? It's only purely form. Okay, this will gonna be page 11. So this is our sample customer form. And what we will do later is we will going to link from your existing interactive report, right? And of course, we need to set up this one first. Only a bit different from the combination of form with the report. So we have here a branch here to submit. So whenever you click the submit on the form, from which page will go, right? From which page? Anyhow, this page, page 2. Okay, so which means I will link to page 2, right? I will go into link to page 2. So which is this one. And if I will cancel it, say for example, I click cancel this one, and if you want, you can go to the home page, though it's better to go back also to page 2, right? So I will put here page 2 as well. So if you want to put some breadcrumb as well, yes, of course, but what would be the hierarchy? Since this is page 2, so we have to look for that parent page 2, this one, customer page. So totally we make a separate development on the page, because we have a facility together with the report and form. But this time, maybe you have mistake on the form. You want to just to delete it, and you want to redo it. So this is now what I'm showing it to you. Now, if I click next, of course, we need to link this one to navigation. For now, I will not do it. And say, for example, of course, we need to look for that table. So that table is this one. Okay. It should be the same, of course. Should be the same. And then click next. And I think we'll just make it the primary key as well, right? And then we're good. So I will just select all the fields just for the record. Okay, this is page 11. Huh? This is page 11. If I run this one, definitely there will be no data captured. Definitely, and even the customer ID, it's hidden. Okay, how can we link now this to your existing report, which is your page 2, right? And by doing that, so of course we have to go to your page 2, of course. We have to go to your page 2, which is, this is the one, right? So edit this page. Okay, so I will make a demonstration for now. I will not delete this link, but rather I will make use of maybe one of the fields here to make a hyperlink, or maybe you still have more fields here. Okay, there. The customer ID. I will pull out the customer ID. All right. I will just save this one so that we can keep this one in our report and make it as the default. Why I pull out this one? Because I wanted to make this customer ID as a hyperlink for each one of these records. I will make this one as another label, and each one of these number will definitely definitely will not display as 161 41 21. I will make this one as an image, probably like a pencil or so, or maybe any kind of image. But the most important is hyperlink. Okay, before we conduct that one, let's make this one first hyperlink and link this one to your newly created form. So let's edit that page. And of course, we have to head on to your customer ID. And this is the one. Right. The customer ID is by default, it's coming plain text here. If I change this one to link, see, if I change this one to link, of course, and customer form, maybe I will make a change of heading here. And what I will do is I will going to select this link attributes, which by default is no link defined. If I will click this one, then now I will going to select that particular page. If you know the page number, you can just type it here, right? If not, you can just search all the pages over here. Since we knew that one, it's page 2, right? I will just write number 2. So while waiting for to load, that page number should be appearing in no time. 1 more minute. Let me just type it page 2. All right. Right. Now, this is some set items that we need to capture. Remember that this needs to hold the primary key, right? And they are totally separate pages, which they are not created along with this report and the form. It was totally separated. So what we can do in the set items is, of course, the most first priority is the primary key. So we have to select. It's not loading. Okay. It should be loading the page 2. Right. 1 second. Page within item. Now I forgot. This is page within item because we can also make a URL and we can also link this one to another application. So within the page application number should be there. So let me just search. Yeah, there you go. I will select page 2 and there you go. Now we need to set the items by selecting that primary key on that particular page, and it wasn't loading at the moment. It should be loading at the moment. Okay, I'm sorry why I put page 2. We are in page 2 already, and this is supposed to be page 11. I'm sorry. This is page 11 because our page 11 is the newly created yeah, remember that sample customer form. Why I'm selecting page 2. That's why nothing is coming there. Now set items. So it should be there now. Yes, correct. These are all the items that we have created from our newly formed page. And for the first page item that we need to pick up as reference for that would be first, of course, definitely it's your cost underscore ID. Okay, since it's a page 11, so you can see the page name P11 underscore cost underscore ID. If I select that one, and it will be hashed to that value, because it will be binded on that particular item, and automatically, definitely we have to select also the cost ID. And you will see that it will be automatically hashed in the name of that value. In most cases, this will work, even only one set items here. But in case, we can still add some more here. If you really wanted to put every single items that belongs to that form, we can also put on place. But we will see first. If we could pull out only the primary key and everything will be going to display, and that would be good. If not, we will write it, we will select the other fields here, like contact number, email, cost name, password, if you want to show it also, and role. Okay, let's see first how it looks. Right. For now, this will be a hyperlink for the customer number. Let me save this one and let's see how it looks. There, customer form. Now it become hyperlink, right? If I will select cancel, let's see if it pull outs. Yes, definitely it pull outs all information, right? In case worst case scenario, sometimes if this won't display there because it's an added item, maybe it's not pulling out from your form, that only we will require to add these items over here, right? So there you go. This is, okay, let me just want to change this one into an icon, this one, right? So that the customer number will not be appearing here. So we can also customize that one. Head on back to your cost underscore ID page item, and we can look on the appearance of these. All right. Basically, it's attribute type here. It should be over here. Link attributes. No. This one. Okay, there. The link, still under the link set property settings. Instead of hash cost underscore ID, I might select a predefined here, like probably this apex dash edit dash view dot png, and that will be automatically will be a tag for image tag src. Okay, this is a typical html tags, right? If I run this one, and then you can see that they are now using this magnifying lens, right? Or probably you want to center this off. It's over here, column alignment, and let's see how it looks. All right, there you go. So at least now, and probably you don't want to use this one. We can hide this one at the moment as you like, because it's only in the property. It's only in the property of this one, in the property of this link. So which means if you go to region, not on the region tab, but in the attributes, you can remove this link, exclude the link column. So automatically this will not appear there, right? So for now, we will not be doing that, so that you could still go on to example for this, right? By the way, you have noticed that the form it's not a modal, it's just an ordinary form, right? That's almost stick to this page. Right. So that would be for customization in case that you are working on a manual form or manual page creation, and then somewhere in your hyperlink, you could not make that link to your other pages, right? So another one is, since you have seen already the, um, what do you call this one? The concatenation, right? You have seen already the concatenation. And I think concatenation is also becoming more popular if you will add another display out of the concatenation. I think we have one example for LOBs here that needs to at least display more than one information from your list of value. Say, for example, no, I think this is the one. Okay, there. Um, I'm now inside one of your master detail, and it's pretty obvious that the master details here at the bottom here with Abdullah is only shows order ID. Oh, this is good. Order ID only, product ID and quantity. What if I want to display product ID and the product name of this field inside of one of your master detail form? So if I will create a simple dynamic LOB, the product name will only appear. What if I could want to display more than one information from that particular LOB? But it's still dynamic, Okay. So let's apply a simple LOB first here in the product ID, right? I believe we have done that one already. Otherwise, if we will do that dynamic LOB for the product. So we will select first that particular detail. It was under their master detail and product ID. Let's see if we have done that LOB based plain text based on the LOB, and I will select that one on your shared components. If you have done the product LOB, yes, it's there. Product LOB. Okay. Let's save that one. Of course, I need to change now this into a product name, the label. Right. So it should be appearing by now if I refresh this one. Yes. Oh, this is product. Okay, this is technically it's a product ID. All right. So which means now this time, this is what I wanted to work with. We will display product code. At the same time, it will also display the product name. Okay, this is now for customization using your concatenation as well. But where are we going to customize this one? Of course, inside your LOB. If you will edit only the same page, even though without going directly from your shared components, you can technically edit that particular LOB. Otherwise, if you lose track there, although I'll show you also both ways, from the LOBs here, I can click this one actually, this arrow right, go to list of values. Right, go to list of values. Or if you don't want, you just go directly to your shared components and go to the list of values. Right. Okay, these are the list of values that you have created. This is now what we need. This is product LOB, which just now we have taken, right? So if I will click this one, there will be a default that it was a return. Yeah, it's coming return only product ID and product code, right? Only product ID and product code. So let's say we will make a query out of this. We will make a query out of this, and we will make another variable for this one. So let's head on to your product one, right? Okay. And we will display, what is product ID, by the way? It's number, no? Okay, product ID. Okay, you want to display product ID, product code, and product name. Okay, we will make this one as concatenated. Okay, so first I will going to make this LOB into SQL. Okay, into a SQL query. Before it was a table, right? You have already created this one, by the way. Let it be done created first by dynamic and selecting it one display and one return. And eventually, after you complete that one, edit it again and we'll change it into a SQL now. Right? Because we will write a typical SQL here. I will select, okay, I'll just grab onto this table. Right? Okay, I will select from right, this one, okay. Okay, now I will going to select value. Okay, what are the values? Product ID. Okay, I'll make this one a bit bigger. I will display product ID, paste here, concatenated, maybe a single quote, slash, concatenated. I will display also product code, right? Once again, concatenated, single quote, maybe with the slash though, or maybe a dash. It's up to you, right? Once again, concatenated, and only the problem if the product name is very long, it will display quite a long long one though. So I will display this one as a product name. And I will make this one an alias as display, right? And then we need to have a return value of product ID, right? And comma product ID as return underscore value. Okay, let me just write it return value display underscore value, right? And let me just put this one at the bottom because you're not seeing this one anymore on my screen, right? From, okay. So look at this. I wrote a select statement with three fields in between concatenation symbols with a separation of slash and one is dash, single dash. But I make that alias as display value for the whole expression of these. And the product ID is the return value. Why we need to put the product ID as a return value? Because here at the bottom, it will come here automatic. It will pull out your return value and your display value automatically. If you have some error in your SQL, this will not come here at the bottom. So remember the alias I made on the display concatenation is display underscore value and comma product ID as a return value. So this is now a typical dynamic LOB that we are doing in the wizard. Automatically, this will generate because we only select that columns using pull down boxes though. Okay, now this time, of course, I will select the return will be the return value, of course, which is the customer ID. No, product ID. And the display will be all the concatenation. Right. No, I think nothing more for that one. Let's apply the changes. Now, this is now what we want to see. Remember, I did not change this one, right? I will going to refresh this one. And let's see how it looks now. There you go. Of course, the label will be ID slash product code slash product name. Okay, of course, you have to modify that label as well. And at least now the three information came out there by just doing a customized LOB. And I want to go back to that product ID and the label will be, maybe I will like do it like this, prod ID slash prod code dash prod name. It's only a bit longer though, but at least the definition of your values there on your master detail will supposedly, of course, will explain what those information are. So even my label has been changed. And at least this one, if I see the ordering, I can see now the product itself, the product code as well, and of course, the product name. So in just one complex, not complex though, but modified LOB. Okay, let me show you again. If I will click directly from this page, instead of going to directly from the shared components, going out from this page designer, just head on to the list of value and then click this list of value, go to list of value and edit components. And same, it will come directly on the editing of your created LOB, just like we have done. We did some customization. Now this time it is not a source type table because that was the default of your wizard while you're creating your LOB. And instead, we make that one as a SQL query, and this is what we have wrote there, right? So it's very nice and very useful, especially if you're very limited to display some information. And sometimes some people wanted to see some other fields, though. At least you have managed to concatenate your LOB and this makes us give us some more information instead of only the ID, right? Or instead of only the product name, right? Maybe it might be helpful on showing this one also in the receipt or something like that, or in the report. So it's only a matter of customization of your LOBs. But when it comes to static, of course, we cannot do that one because the static had been put them in place one by one. You're the one who put those return and display value in every grid. And this time, this is dynamic, right? If the name change, it will automatically change, of course, here. If the code change, definitely it will change as well. Okay, so that would be a part of customization when it comes to LOBs and using concatenation as well. And other than that, of course, I almost forgot yesterday that since we are organizing also the placement of each one of the page item, technically even your, what do you call this one? Even the forms, all right, even the forms can be also put them in different places. Right? Example, this customer name and customer ID will be on. Hello, sorry. You can still hear me, right? I just pulled out my my headphone. Fatima,
Yes, teacher, I hear you.
okay, you can still hear me. Sorry. I just pulled out my headphone. Don't worry, we're done now. We're done now. Just only this one at least. Customization of your every each items is you don't want to be by default like this only, right? It's not quite beautiful to see as it is. You want to place maybe customer name on the same line of cost ID, something like that, or even customer email along with the customer address would be on the same line, right? So yes, yesterday we have done some customization on the regions, empty regions, right? So this time, what about page items? You can also do that one as well. Of course, edit this page, and you can see each one of the item is having this same actually with the region, same this this one start new from the page item property on the layout start new. Start new means start new. It will start with a new row. Definitely, this second page item, which is customer name, it would be definitely the same. Start new. That's why they're coming next each row, right? That's why it's coming. Until contact number, it will come start new row. See, see, it's activated by default. So you can customize that one. Say, for example, we'll put the in one row customer ID and customer name. But I will not touch anymore the customer ID because it's already activated as start new. But rather, I will select the customer name or the P3 underscore cost underscore name, and I will turn off the start new. And later, you will find automatically the column came out. Okay, for now, let it be automatic. It will be set into another column. And you will see the changes already in our layout. See, oh, if I turn off, it will come down. If I turn on, it will be on the same line. Even though you haven't seen yet, and saving it and refreshing your application. So, same also. Email and address will be on the same line. But I don't want to put this email on the above line, but let it be start new row, of course, right? But rather I will select customer address and I will turn off this start new row, right? Or probably you want to include as well the customer contact in that the same line. Otherwise, if there are not so many information showing, we'll see how it looks first. Right. Now, of course, I will not going to run this one because it won't allow you. This is a dialogue. If I just click first this, and there you go, see? But only the thing is, it's not quite equal, no? If I will pull down this customer number, I think it's much more better. Right. We'll see it once again. Where is my page? But at least now you know how to customize. Right. There you go. See, there. At least first row together with the customer ID and the customer name, right? Customer email and address. Actually, you can also resize this one as you like, and it's very long here at the bottom, so that it could only equal over here, right? So this is also can be done. Even the buttons can be also put them in different places as well, and as you like, of course, as you like. Okay, so much for that one. And if you want to review the copying of pages to other application, we have performed that one already, because these are the quite normal thing that might happen if you will take your course project, while your course project 2 particularly, because sometimes application management is the most simpler thing to do, but then most of the students barely forgot how to do that one. We can do that one as well. You can just review that if you want to copy the whole region and copy to another newly created page, which you already created, and you can also pull out every single codes that it's there. Automatically, it will come, right? So deleting also, it's a part of that, and customization, or even you can create a purely blank page, but just barely creating directly from that. Actually, I can create this one as a blank page, right? I can create a blank page without interactive report. I will just add interactive report. And similarly, what we have added, I will link that one to a separate form that we just recently created, right? So everything can be done customized, because we are not only dealing with the built-in wizard of Oracle Apex. And I believe that I have seen your interface, Fatima. It was well designed a bit, actually. That's very good, actually. I'm very happy. I want to see now your project technically. Can you present it by tomorrow? Submit by tomorrow, Fatima? Oh, within the week, we'll see.
I will submit. It's okay, but I should do a presentation. I should explain it, or
Yes, indeed. I'm very excited for that. Let me know. No, if
but
not
maybe not
tomorrow,
tomorrow.
okay,
I'm not
not
ready
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Okay, hopefully within the week. Okay, because
Yes, inshallah.
yes, inshallah, because I'll be busy now preparing the finals. Okay, now this time we're good. Hopefully, the full will be watching this um, session as well. Anyhow, I'll be sharing this one in our e-learning. And inshallah, we'll see. We'll see you tomorrow then. Okay, bye bye for now. If you don't have any doubts, bye bye, Fatima.